I've always been big on exploration. My daughter asked me what was under the ocean when she was just almost 3, and I tried to find examples to show her, and I came up lacking. Couldn't find really good stuff. We don't even know what's underneath our bay, let alone the ocean. And I went, we can do better. Always I have passion for high tech, and I love to develop new technology, advanced technology. If you can dream it, we can build it. What does UAM do? UAM builds advanced undersea hardware and software for imagery. We want to see what's under the water. At UAMTEC, our long-term vision is to map the world's oceans. Our short-term goals are infrastructure and asset mapping and management. When we came into looking at asset management for infrastructure, for water boards and dams and tunnels, there wasn't a lot of technology out there. They're functioning on low-level data. So they might stick a camera in, say, a manhole, and somebody will look at it in real time in the middle of traffic, and they miss a lot of stuff. Or they send somebody into the environment to take an inspection, which the safety element of that is very risky.
4K Ultra HD imagery existed in the world, but not underwater. No one had bothered to try, and we decided to build our own.
And we realised, oh wow, there's a space in assets where, we might actually be quite a good fit. Specifically the video imaging, this is where we can really make a massive impact, not just from a higher quality, higher resolution video footage, but all the other sensor data that we can provide alongside.
The opportunity that we solved was giving the infrastructure industry a real-time view through our filtering and processes that they'd never had before. We showed them pictures, imagery, scanning of all their assets, but it's more than that. We can actually take an engineer, we could put them in VR in the tunnel that we've just inspected. So it's like they're there, but there's no safety concerns anymore. We're at a position now where we've developed 3 different technologies. We have the H10 AUV, we have the Manitor vertical shaft inspection system, and we have the Barreleye Dive camera system. The H10 AUV can be used in a lot of different areas within the infrastructure industry, but it really comes into its own when it's in dams, flooded tunnels, lakes, looking at submerged assets.
We can provide 360-degree imagery. We also have strategically positioned cameras on all the different angles of the H10. We can also stitch together and overlap imagery so nothing's missed.
The H10 is a roughly 1.5 metre long vessel, 400 mil in diameter, and that small form factor means we're able to get into spaces that a lot of other solutions can't. Tunnels, 10 kilometres long, coupling that with back-end processing, you get pretty damn cool footage.
It's what you don't see that can be the real critical issue. And unfortunately, up to date, a lot of decisions are being made without all the data.
Quite a number of the underwater tunnels under Melbourne have not been seen by humans since they were built effectively, and they're not entirely sure what the state of these tunnels are in. They're having to build a second tunnel right next to it. And what we would like to provide is eyes inside these tunnels and actually determine, do we need to build the second tunnel or can we save the resources and refurb an existing tunnel?
You don't have to drain the tunnels, you can get it in there, you can capture great degree of image quality instead of having to send a diver.
We know where this sub is inside this tunnel to within an accuracy of roughly 1 metre. A client can look at it and go, okay, this crack is 5.5 kilometres down the tunnel. That's where we need to focus.
Because the technology or the sensor already exists. Because we've built everything, we can add more and more capability all the time. So what we've added recently is the ability to see through different concretes and density levels. And we're doing metals as well, to be able to start to analyze and predict the condition of the asset over time. We can actually tell you what changed. You could plan out 10 years ahead because you don't want to be replacing things because you don't know what it looks like and it's 100 years old. You don't have to spend the money on that new pipe. It's going to cost you a lot less just to fix this one section. Manitor was designed to replace people from going in to inspect manholes and to keep it safe.
We've come across quite a few manholes now where a person going down this hole and the ladder broke while they were descending. But those are the kinds of situations where we want to remove the person completely.
And it's one more than that because ours captures the entire manhole. 360 LiDAR data within a few minutes.
We're able to get into the muck of the manhole, into the water where you've got the poorest visibility of any environment, capturing the full 360 footage all the way down to the bottom of the tunnel and in and out within half an hour.
The one thing that's really exciting that we're working on right now is artificial intelligence. We're getting hit with water, getting hit with mist, but we can stay perfectly stable utilizing AI to make decisions for us. As a utility, you can then retain this data and with deep learning in a VR environment, find out what's happening. The AI would tell us, because we would never realize, 0.001% of a certain gas is the only differentiating factor between all of this stuff. And that's something that nobody would ever figure out without deep mining.
You're not relying on someone watching hours and hours of footage and relying on them to be able to spot minute differences.
Our deep mining can flag what's changed.
We're able to provide, across a 10-year period, a map of what we expect to happen.
To be able to understand the assets like they've never been able to understand them before. We'll be able to give much better early warning signs if there are issues.
Barreleye Dive is a commercial diving camera system, so they can see what's going on in real time with real-time image filtering.
We can take everything we've learnt from the H10, a lot of the same video processing techniques.
Nearly all underwater imagery is saturated with green, and so there's a lot of fine detail you just can't see. So we developed software to be able to strip that out and have even clearer pictures and imagery. The imagery you see can even be live streamed back to their head office. That's never been able to be done before.
We had a welding job, and the water was so hazy that the operator at the top was directing the welder what to do, because he couldn't see that good.
The all-in-one solution on the left side, you've got your lights, you're illuminating the subject that you're actually wanting to look at, and the eyes of the diver line up to the eyes of the camera, and that's huge in terms of assisting the supervisor in getting the footage that they need.
To create cutting-edge new technologies, you have to think differently. We haven't gone and bought off-the-shelf technology. We realised very early on that it just didn't exist. We design our own circuitry boards. We prototype different designs and trial different methods. We have mechatronics engineers, software engineers, electrical engineers.
We can be flexible, we can be fast to iterate, to develop new technologies.
At UAMTEC, we're looking for a great partner that understands the value that we can deliver.
We're effectively putting eyes in places that we haven't seen before and pushing the envelope for clients, for their assets, and reduce their carbon footprint and improve sustainability.
Sean had a vision. The vision was show the world what's on our planet.
That's our passion. Our passion is visual, to see what's underwater in high definition on my computer, walk through it like Google Maps today, tomorrow, and into the future. I want to see it.